the physicality. They were physical and we weren't in that first half. And I thought the group did a better job there in the second half of the physicality. And then, getting to the free throw line 44 times. But we gotta be able to produce some more threes. We just didn't do that this evening. Understanding, but you got to the line 44 times. You got to take advantage of that. But the group fought. As you said, we cut the lead. We had some good looks that just hit back rim.
What did you see from Naji and Cooper tonight? They combined for 58 points.
Yeah, those two have been playing well for us here, and we asked Naji to come off the bench, and it didn't change his mentality. He played well tonight. We're looking at a different group, and those two are, playing at a high level, and they got us back into the game.
Talk about the one shooting. You only converted 10 of the last 7 during the second game. Just what are you seeing in terms of just the shots you're getting and from some of the personnel that's letting them fly?
Yeah, we got some looks that just haven't gone down, and I think sometimes when they don't go down early, we kind of get discouraged, and we got to be better. In this league, you're going to miss some, and you got to look at taking the next one, especially with a team like this who's going to, pack the paint. And I thought early on we missed some threes that normally we've made, and so right now we're just not shooting the three well.
That was Chris's first game pretty much in a while. So before the trade, just what you see from him out there?
Yeah, I think a veteran knows how to play. Got I thought playmaking through Gaff a lob, something that we have missed here to be able to get a big, but just his pick and roll, being able to do that, and then on. He can shoot the ball too, but just the defense, his ability to understand what teams are trying to do, and he helped us, I thought, defensively down the stretch.
What do you say to your team when you get down like that to encourage them to keep the fight and stay in the game?
Yeah, there's a lot of basketball, and just understanding there was one little fix, and that was just the physicality. We've caved in or gave in there early, and so just understanding. I thought in the second half we were a lot better with the physicality and then taking care of the ball, and again getting to the free throw line was a big thing for us tonight.
A few games where you were talking about PJ getting his confidence back. What do you think is contributing most to some of his offensive struggles?
Yeah, it happens. This is a game of ups and downs, and you just have to continue to keep working, and PJ's doing that, and we believe that he'll work through his offensive struggles. We, look at him defensively as one of our leaders, and so with that, he's getting looks. He just has to stay confident.
What did you see from Tyus starting tonight, and then just what do you envision maybe his skill set providing alongside the other starters going forward?
Yeah, I think we'll look at that, just understanding his ability to get us into plays and his structure, and then also his passing, but also his shot-making ability. He can shoot the floater, he can shoot the mid-range, and also he had some good looks at threes tonight. So I think it's just, him getting comfortable with the group, and that takes a little time.
What in particular did you guys do to get back in the game?
Just played hard, played with energy, got some stops, rebounded, and got out and hit some shots.
Dylan Brooks scored 15 points, less than 9 minutes into the game, and then you held him to 8 the rest of the game. What did you do to shut him down?
Just continue to play hard, play physical, toughen up, and just try to stay in front, make him hit tough shots.
What are you seeing here? You've had 3 30-point games in the last 8 games. Is the basket getting large, or what are you seeing out there?
Just starting to understand the game more, how to get to my spot, shoot shots that I'm comfortable with, and just staying in the gym.
Jason had mentioned getting more three-point shots up is an area that the team could benefit from. Just what are some factors that go into three-point volume that could be improved?
Stay in space, making the right read, sharing the ball when the defense collapses. I think we do a good job of getting to the paint. So just after making the right play after that, I think will help us out a little bit, and just sharing the ball a little bit more. Getting stops, getting out in transition. I think they limited our transition in the first half by just hitting every shot. So I think just getting stops, getting in transition.
As you guys try to incorporate these new players into what you're doing, offense and defense, what did you see from Chris Middleton tonight?
Just a vet who knows the game, help us in a large way. can get to a spot on the floor, create disadvantages with the defense, draw two defenders, so open somebody else up. So just a great player who knows the game at a high level, and just look forward to learning from him.
What's that mixture with you and Cooper tonight? You guys combined for 58 points tonight.
I think we just play well off of each other. That's really about it. Just play well off each other. We know each other's spots. We know each other where each other's going to be. So I think just good chemistry built up over the season and the reps we've been having. So,
what are you looking for against the Lakers, the final game before the All-Star break?
just to play hard, get a W, get back on the winning track. Just to play hard, play Mavericks basketball and get better at concepts and just winning games.
Now, forgive me if you already asked this, but what are you seeing in terms of three-point shooting over the last 7 or 8 games?
Just got to play better basketball, find each other, make the right reads once we break the defense down and get into the paint, get more stops and transition. Those lead to a lot more threes. So just playing harder, making better decisions.
Naji, tonight you guys blew out the free throw disparity. You guys had 44, they had 9. What does that tell you about the physicality that you guys can play with, especially against a team as physical as the Suns?
We're a downhill team. I think when we get downhill, we're tough to guard and to stop. And tonight the whistle just went our way. But I think that's a testimony to our character, kind of the team, just downhill, physical drivers who live in the paint. So, like I said, the whistle just went our way today.
What has Marvin Bagley brought to the team so far, and that has maybe made a positive impact?
Play very hard, pure energy, great on the defensive end, a long body who can help us, especially when in transition running the floor or, just long in the half-court defense. So shout out to Bag, man. He brought the energy that we've been needing, and shout out to him. Hopefully he can keep playing and, just keep progressing.
To have a creator like Tyus Jones on the team, really facilitating the floor, what does that bring to this offense?
Takes the pressure off, the guys, the wings who bring the ball up and have a lot of usage. He's a vet too as well, knows how to set guys up and play for a lot of great teams. So just to learn from him and share the floor with him is beautiful. And like I said, just hope to get more reps with him and learn how he likes to play and how he likes to do it and just get better.
Cooper, you shot more free throws than the entire Suns team tonight. What is it that you like about being in attack mode?
Yeah, I thought, I was aggressive, getting downhill to my spots, trying to play with good physicality and, was rewarded with, getting to the free throw line a little bit, so I thought that was good.
You guys were down 31 at one point and you got within 6. What did you guys do to get back into the game?
Just competing, just fighting, coming together. Obviously, we just didn't start with great energy and, I just felt like we kind of were a little lackadaisical through some parts of, start of the game and, just came together and just fought, obviously we still got, some new guys that are, trying to get their chemistry and whatnot with the team, but, we just came together and found ways to, fight and claw back into it.
You talked about some of the new guys. What's been your biggest impression of playing with Baggy and tonight Chris was in the lineup too?
Yeah, Marvin he's been great. Just playing really, really hard, crashing the glass, kind of being everywhere, on both sides of the ball. So, I think he's been really good. And then, obviously Chris kind of worked his way in there tonight. I thought he was really good though, just efficient, getting to his spots. I think we can look for him a little bit more as we kind of get him worked into the, rotation more and whatnot. But, he's a great player and, he'll figure it out with us and, we'll get him the ball a little bit more. But, and Tyus as well, Tyus has been great. Of just kind of being a point guard for us and running the floor for us.
Coop, I'm not sure if you saw, but tonight the Suns had a Come On Malawatch jersey giveaway for the first couple thousand fans who got here, really honoring him. It was their Black Excellence night. And I just want to know more about your relationship with him, kind of your time with him and at Duke and how that's continued once you've been.
Yeah, Come On he's one of my brothers, obviously we had a great, incredible year last year together and, we spent a lot of time together, away from the court, just getting really close. I think all of us freshmen last year, at Duke had a really special bond and, we all came together and spent so much time together. So, he's someone that, I'll look at as one of my brothers for the rest of my life and, I'm so proud of him. And I mean, he's only been playing the game for 4 years, I think 5 years, and he just picks it up so quick. And I have no doubt that he's going to be a great pro for a long time. But yeah, I mean, he's just one of my brothers, and he's an incredible human being, above everything else.
Dylan Brooks scored 15 points in the first 9 minutes of the game, but you guys hit him to 8 points the rest of the game. What did you do to slow him down?
Yeah, I mean, he was hot. He hit some tough shots as well. I think, just getting to his spots. I think those are some of the shots that we have to live with. It's just him giving the mid-range. Those are shots you have to live with at the end of the day. Tough contested twos, and he hit some early. But, I think just, staying the course, staying with our game plan and what we wanted to do on him. And, he's a great player. But I thought we just, stay with our game plan and, worked itself out.
Yeah.